The Morrigan is as you come to her. I have seen and heard people discouraging others, especially newcomers to the craft, from working with the Morrigan. They stereotype her as being dark, evil, bloodthirsty, all about war and death, because it is the battle and death aspects that are most commonly pushed. The Morrigan is so much more than just those aspects, and how she interacts with us has a lot more to do with us than her. If we approach her with fear, fear is probably what we will feel. On the other hand, if we come to her openly, without preconceived judgment, then we are allowing her to show us her true whole self. The Morrigan is a high goddess, and in stories is the only equal to the Dagda, which is also a high god of the Tuatha De Danann. She is an earth goddess, a goddess of love, a goddess of magic, a goddess of sovereignty. She is queen of the Fae. She is a phantom queen, a battle goddess, a seer and a shapeshifter. She is in every part of the whole life, death, rebirth cycle. There are many reasons, in my opinion, why over time she has been reduced to the mainstream vision of her as we associate today. Much of it starts with the Christianization of people and stories being written from a more Christian point of view. Remember, it wasn't just a war on gods, but also women of power, and in many pagan societies, women were more equals. Christians were a male dominated religion, which led to a male dominated society. This mentality took a toll on all female figures of strength, in many cases turning them more evil or dark. In current society, she is still, on the whole, being viewed in that way because people keep passing down this idea or vision of who she was. I hear some people discouraging new people from working with her because their experience was rough, talking about how they were raked through the coals by her or completely laid bare by her. I feel there are two reasons for this type of experience. First, and most common, these people came to her at their rock bottom or while already going through some dark times. Thus, their mindset was already there, and healing is not a simple process. In order to truly heal, you have to clean the wound completely out, which can be painful. Secondly, they come to her with just these darker aspects in mind, thus expecting certain things from her, and that shape their experience. I'm not saying this is necessarily bad, as sometimes you need those aspects of her, but it continues to diminish her true whole self. My experience with the Morrigan has almost been the opposite. She has been there in those dark moments. She has been there when I needed to assert my personal sovereignty and give me strength of a warrior. She has been there while doing painful, deep healing. The point is, yes, she was there, but it was my choices, my lessons, my journey that had me in those low points, not her pushing me there. She was there to protect, guide, and support me through those, forcing me to see the cause and effect of my own inactions or actions. Now, don't get me wrong, this does not mean she is all love and light either. She has a tough love aura about her and can release rage when it is needed. But the key words here are love and need. I think of it as a balance of both the light and the dark she holds within, and releases depending on what the need of the situation is. I feel it is time we started looking at the full goddess, not just what we find in the mainstream. Your experience is going to be different because you are different. What you learn from her is going to be specific for where you are and what you need at that time. How you choose to see and approach her is the relationship you will manifest with her. I think she's an amazing goddess to work with, and is a good choice for anyone who is willing to come to her with an open mind. Will it be rough at times? Certainly. But it is because we need to move forward and grow, which means change. And some people have a rough time with that. Will it be work? Of course, because every relationship we build requires work and upkeep. In my experience, she does demand consistent work from me. But that may also just be me. Will it be worth it? In my experience, that is a definite yes. Learning through her is an incredible experience. As our relationship strengthens, so does my practice and my workings. I have practiced a long time and never experienced the massive amount of swift growth as I have with her. It's an incredible experience, and I have heard several others talk about similar ones. When choosing to work with any deity, come to them with an open mind. Just because others have said these are their aspects, or this is how you worship them, doesn't mean that is all they are or have to offer. Take the time to connect and listen. Allow yourself to experience them in your own ways. And do not be as concerned if it is like someone else's. Your craft and practices are personal and tailored to you. Your spiritualism is the same. If you are not afraid of the work and you are drawn to her, I highly suggest trying to connect with the Morrigan. A day after I wrote this, I found this really incredible article. It's at the bottom of the blog. That's the address. I highly suggest everybody checking it out. Keep walking your path.